Welcome to the USA, where everyone needs a gimmick. Casey Cook and two other girls are kidnapped by a man with 23 personalities for an unknown reason, but as time goes on, she realizes it's for nothing good. The Good. Return to form. As an actual fan of M. Night Shyamalan, it's hard to be proud due to his track record. The Last Airbender, After Earth, The Happening, I think. With his movies, he's become the butt of film jokes.
What a twist!
But it seems with The Visit and now Split, that M. Night is slowly climbing out of his dark hole of plot twist and mediocrity. There were no conflicting edits or continuity issues. The acting was great, except for some of the siders. It developed characters, and none of this was undermined by some big over-the-top twist. James McAvoy. I'm sure there are many actors willing to take on the role of Kevin, a man with 23 different personalities in his body. If not because they think they'd do a good job, then because it would garner a lot of publicity. But no actor would have been better than James McAvoy. James has a list of movies stretching back to 1996, but hasn't become a household name until he helmed the role of Professor X, which didn't give him a chance to show his true acting abilities, but here he did. Every different personality shown has different mannerisms, looks, and sounds. Each one is different, and it's James' job to show us the difference between each one, and he knocks it out of the park. Humanizing. The idea of a man with split personalities isn't a new one. There have been movies or even just stories with split personalities used in it for an antagonist, but one of my favorite parts of the movie is that they humanized Kevin and his personalities. The movie didn't go, here's the bad guys, they are pure evil. No. It explained why they believed what they believed, explained who they were, and gave them actual human traits. That's without even talking about Kevin, the vessel for all the other personalities. Showing the strain that these personalities and disorders have on him puts into perspective what other people in real life must go through with lesser, yes, but equally as serious mental issues. The Bad. Weird rules. Normally with any movie, if it lays down their rules inside the movie, I can go, alright, my disbelief is suspended. Even if it makes no clear sense. If the movie makes the rule and doesn't break it, I'm fine with it. Here though, the film is so laced with realism and this mental disorder is real that when they make a rule like Hedwig can grab the light at any time, although interesting, it just seems far-fetched. There are other rules made like this that I know since it seems weird to me that it will seem so stupid to others who watch. Sellout. Okay, so this is getting into spoiler territory, so I'm going to put a warning here. To all moviegoers and fans of M. Night Shyamalan, I implore you not to listen because it is too worth it. Now getting into the world of Hollywood, we all know how much they love reboots and franchises. Well, as interesting and as excited as I got at the end of this film, I can understand how people will see it as a cash grab to make a sequel, an uncaring job to reboot a franchise, and a sellout to combine universes. Marvel, and to a lesser extent DC, has made so much money combining franchises to make one big universe. I guess M. Night wants some of that cash, because he just combined Split with another one of his own properties for an upcoming sequel. I'm not against it, but I am against the idea that his forward spiral of making good movies might come to a halt if he makes a sequel. Best character. It's not necessarily a cider who gets this spot, but because there were a few characters in the movie that I deemed a cider, I had to choose Hedwig, a character who was so vastly different for James to play that every time he was on screen I found myself wondering what he was going to do next. The Address. Split isn't my favorite M. Night Shyamalan film. That award has to go to Signs, but Split holds the audience captive as much as Kevin holds these girls. It delves into non-generic horror plots, something that's not all that new of a concept, but is made its own by building this world with a human being. It doesn't show us what goes on inside of Kevin, but the way it's described seems magical and mysterious. It describes Kevin's ailment in a way that makes it easy to visualize and understand. As for other aspects of this horror movie, it's not scary. Don't get me wrong, it's a tad bit unsettling at times and has certain visuals that give you the chills, but it doesn't scare you in a bad way with a jump scare. But not in a good way either, such as being scary by sheer concept. No one would be really scared knowing that this person was out there. He may have some abilities to kill you with, but there isn't much to do to provoke him except, I guess, be a teenager and have a nice life. Which leads me to tiptoeing as much as I can around these endings. At least some of the elements. First things first, there's an idea planted in the film that explains that you are only truly worthy and human if you have experienced trauma in your life. Which is a nice twist on things, and I dare say interesting. It fit the film and philosophy of the film, quote, nicely. Now, the other element of the film I will keep spoiler-free, but will only say these next few sentences. I found it brilliant and could not shut up or contain my excitement. But at the same time, I found a big sense of it being anticlimactic. Shoehorning, selling out, and it took away from the movie. It felt like it was building up to something bigger, having to do with the movie we were watching, but instead we were giving something else. Though it was fun, it had nothing to do with the other characters or overall film, and I'm sure it left some audience members scratching their heads. In my opinion, I think it would have worked much better as an end credit scene. Sure, not as many people would have saw it, but Marvel has trained us nowadays to stay through the credits, and we would have had the internet help us with that information. Point is, it took away from the actual film, but doesn't mean it wasn't bloody brilliant. After the good, the bad, and the address, Split gets 2 stripes. Clear your schedules, gentlemen. I feel like it left the Oh, well, I got a Snapchat from, well, you know. When are you gonna get working on that channel?